We've built up some suspense. Let's start with the obvious. What's the company?
So we're short TAL Education Group, which is a China-based for-profit education company.
Anyone who invests, Carson, in U.S.-listed Chinese equities is probably familiar with TAL Education. This is not a small company. This is a $26 billion company. The stock is up some 2,500% in the past 5 years. You say it's a fraud, is that right?
Yeah, so it's a real business, but its profits are fraudulent. So, when you look at the appreciation of the stock price, some people might say, wow, it's so institutionalized. Why would they do this? Well, I would point to the value of the chairman's holdings. 3 years ago, his holdings were only worth about $900 million. Today, they're getting close to $8 billion. So there's your answer as to why. So to be clear, though, it is a real business with real students and real learning centers. It's just not able to grow nearly as profitably as it's been portraying.
I see. So there's a distinction. It's important, I think, to make this point. There's a distinction to be drawn between this kind of a fraud, and we'll get into the details of your thesis, and some of the other frauds you've exposed, which in the past you've described as zeros, right? There was nothing there, empty offices, non-existent businesses. Is that right?
Yeah. So there are a few things that are that distinguish this from say a Sino-Forest. Okay, these guys are not making up 90% of their revenue. Now there is some just making numbers up in the revenue, and we're actually able to quantify at least a portion of that. But one of the other things that's unique about this is in the past we've said, okay, Sino-Forest, the trees aren't there. And you would really have to, figure out how to get over to Yunnan province in China to verify it. In this case, the fraud that we believe has inflated net income over the past 3 fiscal years by at least 43%. Well, investors can look at our written report, and there's a roadmap there. A lot of this is in documentation, and so they could actually follow this. So you don't have to actually show up at a factory to see that, oh, this is a fraud. This isn't here. It is in the documents in this case.